Da-da-da-da. Da, 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 da.
It's all over the place.
Three guys and the bear. And it's week 14? I don't know, something like that. And here's Coach Endor.
Yeah.
What week is it?
It's 12 to 13, so 13.
13. Yes.
Yeah.
Close enough.
We are closing in on this end of the season. We're in the, like, a second...
The final third.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
that's
for.
The one. Fractions. What you come here for.
Fractions. We've got some big news from this past couple days, actually. One of the biggest news is the Panthers have fired Coach Frank Reich.
They fired everyone, basically.
Yeah, they also fired Josh McCown, their quarterback coach.
Rip.
Yep. Listen, they were pretty bad. I had the opportunity to watch some of that game because I had all 4 games going at once with my YouTube Sunday ticket thing. And, man, that one was bad.
Yeah.
It didn't appear on Red Zone that much, I'll tell you that.
Nope.
And
so,
now the Panthers are kind of in a crisis.
Wasn't he in his first season?
Sure was. Yep. Sure was. Apparently, they also
new.
Somebody said that. God, who was it? One of the players on the team was like, I think it was one of the receivers. They were like, Bryce Young audibled out of this play, and I think if he didn't do that, the play probably would have went better. And everyone's like, oh.
It's hell over there because the owner also said basically, yeah, we wanted to draft CJ Stroud instead.
Okay, oh, yeah.
Which is like, why would you ever say that? Ever?
It's like, yeah, we were really aiming on CJ Stroud, but, we're happy with Bryce, obviously.
Yeah, totally. It's like, oh my God. Dysfunctional.
It's literally like they went to like the Christmas party and they're just like in a terrible relationship, right? They're like, I didn't want to be with this girl. I wanted that girl. And, but I'm settled. Still, I'm happy.
I also spent like $2 million on her in draft capital, but
it's God, that's a plus. And then they don't have their first round pick, which would have been number
or their
1.
second round pick from the next year.
Yeah.
Or Christian McCaffrey.
Or DJ Moore.
Or a competent football team.
Yeah.
It's rough over there.
Sorry,
Panthers.
Apparently Tepper is a fiddler.
He's something, all right. Then
he plays the fiddle or like he's a meddler.
Yeah, like he meddles in the...
Okay.
Then we had Jonathan Taylor undergoing thumb surgery. So
I did not hear about that.
Yeah. So he's going to be out a few weeks. So that's not good. We also had Shaquille Leonard, formerly of the Colts, is visiting the Cowboys. Cool.
Yep.
We had Browns signing John Kelly Jr. because they are literally a team of backups at this point.
Yeah, and they're also potentially starting Joe Flacco this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which actually might be better than whatever they have, which is very sad. And speaking of sad,
baby,
the Patriots are signing Will Greer to their practice squad. It's also rough over there.
It's rough in a lot. It's a rough year in general for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
It's like normally we have like the Jets, but now we have like a lot of Jets is going around. Yeah. It's just all over the place.
And Texans waived Matt Amendola, the kicker that missed the field goal at the end of that game with the doink. He would have made it if he had like an extra yard, to be honest. He'll probably get
it was off by like a couple inches.
Yeah. And the Raiders have waived Marcus Peters, who's formerly an All-Pro. So maybe they just want him to go somewhere. They're probably going to not re-sign him, and they're just letting him go to like a playoff team or something, because the Raiders definitely are not.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Raiders.
Yeah. In fact, speaking of bad teams, ESPN's Adam Schefter, big wiener. Well, I guess tiny wiener.
No, he has a huge
big
wiener.
But he has, you get what I'm saying. Believes that 7 to 10 NFL teams will have new head coaches going into next season.
That is wild.
That's like a third of the league.
Washington.
You want to know a wild stat?
Yep.
Potentially. Oh, sorry, I was counting the teams I thought might have
The
new coaches.
Wild stat is of those teams that are going to have a new head coach,
the
New York Jets are not among them.
That's true.
Yep.
I'd say Buccaneers, Panthers, obviously, Bears.
That whole division.
Yeah, maybe the whole division.
That entire division will have new coaches next year.
Commanders. I don't think the Giants are going to move on.
Patriots, maybe.
Patriots, yeah, it could be Patriots. I mean, Chargers probably.
Chargers definitely.
Raiders, maybe, unless they decide to keep Antonio Pierce. I said Bears. Titans, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, there's probably a couple others. Bills, maybe
Bills.
Bills.
Yeah, Bills aren't out of the question.
Man, that's
You
crazy.
think the Bills are gonna drop the coach?
I don't think so, but I think they're in question.
I think they could. Like, it's definitely up, especially if they don't make the playoffs. Like, that's bad.
I mean, yeah, but I will say McDermott is the person that brought them back to relevance. So
It's true,
Well,
but
was it McDermott or was it Josh Allen?
yeah,
he's also the guy that's kind of taking them out of relevance right now.
true.
Like, he got them there, but now it's like they're not doing anything with it, and it's like, all right, they're getting worse.
Yeah. Windows closing.
It is closing. Closes fast. Frank Reich brought Carson Wentz to Indy on purpose. This is an article someone had said, you're not going to sit here and tell me Reich outright refuses to run RPOs because of his system? There's like a bunch of people yelling about play calling, but I don't give a shit. And then the crazy news for the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers returning to practice.
Yep.
And he's with the team now. He's going to start ramping up practice, and he wants to play a game in like 4 weeks. He wants to play a Christmas game.
Sure, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, this would be the most New York Jets thing if on like Tankathon, they're like pick number 4, and Rodgers comes back and wins them one meaningless game, and they go like pick number 10.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
I could see it.
Yep.
And then this is the top post here. We have quarterback Justin Fields spoke to the team after the game in locker room and apologized for the 2 fumbles and appreciated the guys for sticking by him. The players then responded by yelling, "We appreciate you," and everyone started clapping.
It's just okay.
And then everyone clapped.
If anything, Justin Fields should apologize to Bear for losing his fantasy game.
And for really just making us watch that game. Just in general.
I fell asleep on it.
We'll get to that game.
So we had football games.
Supposedly.
We had some football games.
Yep.
Starting with the old Thanksgiving games. Thanksgiving. And
Get it out of the way, Crendor. Let's hear it.
Woo! All right. This was the game I've been waiting for all season long. I was like, you know what? I think we could, we could probably compete with the Lions. It's going to be close, but that was a full-on domination of the Lions. Like, Jared Goff was fumbling.
I hate to say it, if they don't fumble 3 times, the Packers definitely lose this game.
Oh, 100%. But with the amount of stuff that has happened this year, I'll take it. I was more excited that the offense was actually clicking. Like, Jordan Love looked phenomenal. He was making like great passes. He was actually hitting his throws. Christian Watson actually showed up to like compete for the ball. That was insane. Didn't expect that. Malik Heath had an awesome game. He's our 5th string wide receiver who was just balling out. Jaden Reed had a touchdown and a great catch in the end zone. He also had I think he ran for almost a touchdown. He had a crazy player. Dobbs had some catches. Tucker Kraft had a touchdown. Our tight end, our backup tight end, who's also a rookie. Honestly, the offense looked the best it's looked, except for our running game. of like AJ Dillon, which he didn't play bad, but he's just your standard AJ Dillon game, which is
Love to see him go up the middle.
Yeah, he also ran Jordan Love over because he ran the wrong way. So that also happened.
I remember that. That was
Yep.
good. That was a good one.
That was great. And really, I mean, he had some okay blocks, but like, man, we need a running back or Aaron Jones to return. But the offensive line actually held up. Jordan Love got sacked 0 times this game. Hutchinson got shut down. Like, what a game. And then Rashawn Gary with the 3 sacks and a forced fumble or 2. It was just beautiful. And then our secondary of like random ass people. There's Jonathan Owens, our safety, making plays. That's Simone Biles' husband, by the way. We had Corey Ballantyne and Valentine, or Carrington. We have Carrington Valentine and Corey Ballantyne in our secondary. I don't know how our defense won this game. Anthony Johnson Jr. Well, actually, I do know. It's because the Lions turned it over. Like, they kept fumbling. And then, what's his name? Dan Campbell called a fake punt on their own,
That was
like,
bad.
20. That
was the end of the game.
That was the end of the game. That was just... in fact, they showed the angle where it's like you're the punter watching this play. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, this is a really weird formation. I bet they're faking it. And then they faked it right after, and I was like, okay, well, that fooled absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
I think at that point, you should just go for it.
Yeah, like really, just
no
go for it.
offense to Campbell, but like people are going to expect this now. So you've lost the element of surprise. So why not just run a play?
Yeah, seriously. And like you would think they would have even like audibled out of it. Like, hey guys, this side is stacked with defenders. Maybe we should like audible into like, I don't know, a real punt or like call a timeout or like something. And they're like, nah, just run it. What are they going to do? Score a touchdown that ends up being the difference in the game? That won't happen. And it happened. So folks, don't look now. But after 2 straight wins and after 3 straight weeks of actually looking like a competent NFL offense, we're only a half game back of the playoffs.
That is insane. I did say that you guys had 3 very hard games in a row,
Yep.
and you've won 2 of them now. And now you have the ultimate test of the Chiefs next week.
Yep. And even if we don't beat the Chiefs, we play the Panthers, the Giants, the Bears, the Vikings, and the Buccaneers, which are all below 500. So
Things are looking up for Green Bay.
things are
The
looking very
Vikings
up.
look like doo-doo.
In fact, the actual statistics of us making the playoffs after the Vikings lost is at 83%.
Wow.
Jesus.
Because
That's insane.
the Seahawks, who are also a half game above us, we've mentioned this, but they play the Cowboys, 49ers, Eagles, Steelers. So that alone is the gauntlet. And then they play the Titans and the Cardinals. But like, and then the Vikings on the other side, they still have to play the Lions twice, and then they play the Packers, and then the Bengals Raiders, which Bengals Raiders are. But still, at this point, the Vikings are looking.
Yeah.
So it's getting a little crazy. Like, even if the Vikings squeak in, like the Packers still there. Like, here's the thing. I don't even care if we make the playoffs. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the whole point of this season for me, I've said at the start, was we are going to develop as an offense, get better as the season goes on, like hope Jordan Love and the offense progresses. And this last 3 weeks has been that. And as long as it keeps happening, I'm fine. Like, I don't give a shit if we don't win the game. However, I say that now, and I'm probably going to be like, playoffs. But
Playoffs.
don't look now,
100%
everybody.
going to be like that.
Don't look now. But I think we're set up for a wild card 49er battle where we get shit on. I'm actually pretty excited to get demolished by the 49ers in the wild card round. You know? It's going to be fun.
Hey,
No.
small
What's the
victories.
playoffs like?
It's okay, Rod. It'll be okay.
Next
Next
when
man.
when is
next
that day?
Year, next year. It just remember, it'll never be this year.
Can you imagine that the year after we give the Jets Aaron Rodgers, and it's like time to rebuild, we make the playoffs, and the Jets are like 4
That's looking likely.
It is looking likely.
traded a curse to us. We have Alan Lazard and fucking Randall Cobb and fucking Tim Boyle.
I did want to bring up a fun stat, which is Jordan Love this season has already passed for more yards in a season than Zach Wilson ever has, and we still got 5 games to go. So
That's fucking insane.
Yep, that's Zach Wilson. It's more insane than just Zach Wilson's very bad.
This game has, though, pretty much solidified my belief that the onside kick needs to be changed.
Yes, I
because
agree.
The Lions are sitting there putting a really good and fast drive in, and they're down 2 scores. But then you're just sitting there going, well, this isn't interesting because they're not going to get the onside kick. Like, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
like,
I did not think that. I was like, this is the Green Bay Packers special teams. We're going to give them the onside kick. But somehow we actually got it.
They changed the onside kick rules relatively recently, and now apparently it's the lowest success rate it's ever been at after that rule change. And so
it's never been good.
Yeah, it's already bad, and now apparently it's like it's basically impossible to get an onside kick. And it's like, what's the point of this? Like, should we just say that teams down 2 scores at a certain point just lose automatically? Like,
in fairness, do you guys know the origin of the onside kick?
Do not. Please let us.
It's gonna be some backyard shit where he's like, "Well, I got the ball, so it's mine."
Well, yeah, basically, like it's a rules exploit. So it's just an exploit of how the kicking rules worked, and they just kept it.
Wait, I think something like that needs to be in the game because
Yeah.
No one is going to enjoy a game ending on a kneel down automatically. Like if there was no onside, you had to kick the ball off. How boring would the ends of these games be?
Yeah. It needs a comeback mechanic, so they need to buff the comeback.
4th and 20 or whatever it is. Do the thing that
Schiano proposal.
Do that.
Yeah, like if you can't stop
I know
a 4th
people
and
are
20.
against it. Yeah, I know people are against it, but do it. Just do it.
Yeah. I think that it'd be much more fun. Like the actual offense, like the actual football team gets a shot.
Yeah.
I don't even hate keeping it on special teams if you make an actual play out of it and not some like arcane rules where it's like, well, it needs to cross 10 yards and then these players can't cross 10 yards before these players do. And then
the problem with the onside kick is that you're basically hoping the other team fucks up. You can't do anything to succeed an onside kick anymore.
Yeah.
You just have to hope the guy drops it.
Yeah.
You're essentially trying to force a mistake, and that's kind of like not good game design if we're talking about, competitive sports.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like it's just much more exciting to watch instead of like this is probably going to fail and it failed and the game's over, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the whole point. It's supposed to be an entertainment product where we are entertained. Which, by the way, weird stats. So I got 2 big stats for you. First up, moon magic is real. The power of the moon gave us that win. The Lions are now 0-13 to the waxing gibbous, I believe. I don't know if it's waxing or waning.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
I believe it was waxing because it was a full moon a couple nights ago.
I think it is the waxing gibbous Lions. Let me just check. Yes, it is the waxing gibbous. They're now 0-13 with the waxing gibbous moon. So praise the moon.
Everybody knows that about the Lions. Yeah, of course.
And I think the moon has also given us our quarterback magic because through 11 starts in their first full season, Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love are both 5-6. Both have thrown for exactly 2,599 yards, 21 touchdowns, and Jordan Love's thrown 1 more interception. But
shit. That's it.
It may have ruined it. He might not be a Hall of Famer now, but he is. It's the weird part is that they have the exact same yardage. Like that is kind of weird.
That is funny.
But at least we know he'll be a New York Jet in 12 years. So that's good.
Yep.
So anyway, praise the moon and playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, the Commanders will not be making it.
No.
The Cowboys.
No.
I do
absolutely shitting on them.
I do apologize to the viewers at home of this podcast. A lot of the games sucked this week, so you're going to get a lot of, well, this game sucked. Let's move on.
Yep, we will be getting a lot of that. This was, I'm not going to lie. I didn't even watch this game because I watched the Packer game. I was like drinking wine. I was like, woo, yeah, let's go. And then we had to like finish cooking and then family came over. And then I was like, how's that game? And I was like, oh, I'm not turning this on. And then,
This does force me to call attention to a bonus stat, maybe a little prematurely. Command grab, which says Krendor has picked the Commanders to beat the Cowboys in 9 of their 11 matchups. The Commanders are 4-7 in these games.
Yeah, it's better than I thought they'd be, honestly.
Yeah.
Commanders Cowboys is like, especially this year, you would think with Sam Howell and the way things have been going, that's. I don't feel like it should be as much of a difference in skill as it is, but oof.
The Cowboys just continue to demolish the shitty teams, right?
There was a stat the other day that said the Cowboys have yet to beat a team over 4 wins.
Yep.
All season. They have not beat a single team that has more than 4 wins.
Yeah, I think I saw one that was like they haven't beaten a team over 500. So that checks out.
Yeah, it is. And we're going to have a fucking power ranking that's going to put the Cowboys at like number 1 or some dumb shit like that. And it's going to be like, you're just not paying attention.
In fact, they play the Seahawks. Actually, okay, so they play the Seahawks. Then they play but
aren't that good anymore.
They're not that good anymore. But then they play Eagles, Bills, Dolphins, Lions.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
There's their actual games.
Yeah,
Finally,
there's the real games. So we'll see how they do there. But Dak Prescott, 4 touchdowns, 331. Tony Pollard, 79 a touchdown. Like, they're beating the bad teams. They do what they got to do, but it's...
Dude, remember back in September when these Cowboys lost to the Joshua Dobbs-led Arizona Cardinals?
Yep, I do remember that.
I believe that was on the 21st of September.
Thank you for keeping me honest.
Yeah.
And that game happened. It sucked. And cool.
Hold on, pop quiz.
Okay.
Who is leading the league in passing yards as quarterback?
Sam Howell.
It's Sam Howell.
Sam Howell.
Holy
It is Sam Howell is leading the league in passing yards. If everyone wanted to know if there was ever a year for a quarterback to not win MVP,
yeah.
Oh my God,
we have our year.
Can I hold on? I got to rewind real quick. So the Packers, when they won, I was like,
God.
oh boy, this will be fun.
Damn it.
We get to watch Jordan Love eat a turkey leg or turducken leg or whatever, and they didn't have one. I was like, what the hell is this?
They saved it for the Niners.
No, they did something much worse.
Didn't Greg Olson destroy the turducken?
Greg Olson destroyed the turducken.
Now, they did. He tweeted out that he didn't, but clearly something had was that their only turducken? Like, I'm pretty sure that was their only turducken.
It was.
Yeah.
He did it on camera. What does he mean he didn't do it?
Yeah, I don't know.
By the way, I learned that I learned more details of the turducken, and it, like, on the one hand it makes sense to not order 2, but then on the other hand they're a multi-billion-dollar company.
Right.
But like like a turducken does cost hundreds of dollars to make and produce.
Right.
Did you guys know the
I had no idea.
Yeah, because they debone all of the middle bits, and then they stuff the bird in, and they put a layer of shit on there, and then they stuff another bird inside, and they put more shit in there.
I prefer my turducken bone in, actually.
Yeah, you really need the bone in there.
Well, you get the bones on the drumsticks, apparently.
For my turduckens to be fresh and alive still.
It's just I was excited for that, and then they didn't have anything, and I was like, fuck you, Fox. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever. Anyway, then the 49ers Seahawks occurred, and it was a game in the first quarter, and then it was over.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is unfortunately not Geno season.
Yeah, it got canceled.
Yeah.
It's always Geno season, though, so
That's true.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that,
Not Geno
on the contrary, I think it does remain Geno season, despite the fact that it is no longer Geno season.
I mean, he's still doing okay on the year. generally.
They are in the playoff position at the moment,
They're
and their
falling out of
schedule
the
is
playoffs.
unfavorable.
Yeah. In fact, where is he quarterback rating wise? Gino is
Say 20th.
Good guess. Good guess. He is 18th.
Pretty
18th.
good.
So 12 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 2,500 yards.
On this list, I just checked. He's 20th, so I win.
Oh my God.
I got it.
Oh, it's because it was using a different rating system. So the actual quarterback rating from like the thing, he is 20th. So you did get it. Wow. Cool.
On fire, dude.
Also, guys, don't only know, Joe Burrow, 18th. The Bengals may be falling apart. And now he's hurt,
Joe
so he
Burrow
can't even
also
rise
fell
up from
apart,
there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the worst quarterback rating, anyone want to guess? It's pretty easy.
Zach Wilson.
You got it. Wow. That's something.
I heard that our staff had faith in him.
Yeah.
Well, no, they have faith in Tim Boyle now, Rob.
Right. Well, yeah. That.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Jets.
Hold on. 49ers.
Oh, right. Yeah, that game.
McCaffrey, 114 yards and 2 touchdowns running. It's pretty good, I'd say.
I would have preferred if he hadn't done that this week, actually.
Rob's
I'm a big fan
entire
of that.
fantasy team.
Yeah.
I have defeated Bear, verily. It came down to Monday night.
Yep.
Dude, this season's coming down to the wire. I'm telling you, I think everybody might have a shot at the playoffs.
Yeah,
And,
except me. Yeah.
Dude,
Currently, I have the best win streak in the league, but I'm still 7th.
yeah.
Dude, it's gonna be so funny if the first time we open up the fantasy football to the
Viewers,
audience
listeners,
that they all just win and
Then
none of us are in the
make it
playoffs.
into the
That would be
playoffs.
fun.
Yeah, that would be very good.
Yeah. Dude, my team scored like 70 points this week. It was like my worst week ever.
Yeah, you did bad.
Yeah. In fact, the only good player was Jordan Love, and he was on my bench.
Well, I say that, but you got a point more than I did, so I don't know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, I'm up against the 2 and the 3 seed for my final 2 weeks, so that's good.
I'm scared because this is the first week where I'm projected to win, and that's just how you know I'm going to lose.
Oh, yeah. It's probably
Every
over.
week I've been projected to lose and then have won.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense.
Yeah.
Congrats to Fee's fullbacks, by the way, for apparently being the first to clinch a playoff spot.
Woo, congrats.
That fucking Cult of the Lamb in our fantasy was top spot for like the entire time, and then had the one loss against Fee's fullbacks and got knocked out.
Yep.
Damn. I think I actually play Cult of the Lamb this week, so that's
And
good.
then you play me the week after, which is probably going to mean a lot.
Honestly, if I can just knock Bear out of the playoffs, that's like my playoffs at this rate. So
My last 2 opponents are 4-8 and 5-7. So you think
My last
I'd make
2 are
it?
7-4 and 7-4.
Oh, that's pretty important, I would say. Wait, what are you, Rob? Aren't you 7-4? Or are you 6-6 or 6-5?
He's 6-6.
Yeah.
Can I just say the second that, well, we're going to get to it, but during the Steelers game, but the second Matt Canada's gone, Pat Freiermuth scored me 21 points at the tight end position.
Yeah. That checks out.
21 points for a tight end. He was one of the receiving leaders, not just tight end, one of the receiving leaders of the week.
Yeah.
Then we had the potential game of the year, the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets on Black Friday.
This was the first game all year that I did not watch.
It's also the first ever NFL game on Black Friday.
Yep.
And
True.
hopefully the last, because that was horrible.
Well, they were like, what we want people to stay online and watch the game and shop. And I was like, this would actively get me out of my house. like, I don't want to stay home and watch this. This is terrible.
So I just want to point out some stats.
Yeah.
Stats for you.
It's good to help you interpret how things went.
Yes.
Yeah. Our coaching staff who are going to be here next year,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. All of them, by the way. Not a one of them is
You got
going
to
to
keep
be fired.
Nathaniel Hackett, dude.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, there's so they spent. Actually, you know what? Let's dial it back a little bit
Dial it
more.
back.
Let's go to a couple other teams.
Zoom it out, bud.
The Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins goes down, and what do? They go out and they get Josh Dobbs. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you also have the Titans. Their QB wasn't really doing so well. It wasn't performing. Will Levis comes in. You go to someone else. Freaking even the Cardinals. They went and got Josh Dobbs too.
Yeah.
But the Jets, our QB goes down 4 snaps into the season. We go, you know what? Let's get the guy who has already had a historically bad rookie performance. Let's get him going. And then after, I don't know, even 5-6 weeks of him just shitting the bed, we have our coach going to the media, going up to the podium, and he's saying things like, no, we believe in Zach. I don't understand what's wrong with you. And then, after all the pressure, they finally go out and they pick up Trevor Siemian, which, let's say, not an inspirational hire, but still a competent NFL QB who has won games in this league. And then we still don't start him for like a month. We got him. And then when they finally bench Zach Wilson, they put in place Tim Boyle.
Yep.
Who, amazingly, may be worse. They've managed to find the one guy on an NFL roster who is worse than Zach Wilson, which is incredible to me. I want to anyway, that was my roundabout way to get to some stats. Here's some stats.
Okay.
Tim Boyle in college. Tim Boyle in college, 1 touchdown to 13 interceptions.
Yep.
Tim Boyle in the NFL, 4 touchdowns to 11 interceptions.
Yep.
That's bad.
That's actually insane.
Now,
How the fuck does this guy have a job?
let me tell you how.
Did he get drafted?
I'll tell you how. So
Before, I just want to say that I think that maybe that Robert Saleh actually thinks that it's a requirement for the backup to be worse than
that's true.
the starter.
You know what?
You have to do that.
I have a theory. I think Robert Saleh needs to replace the batteries in his carbon monoxide detector because clearly something's fucking wrong up there.
So the reason Tim Boyle is on the Jets is because he's Aaron Rodgers' friend. Much like many of the Jets. Tim Boyle was a backup to the Packers. In fact, my favorite Tim Boyle memory was when he assisted Aaron Rodgers in his touchdown dance. That's really my main Tim Boyle memory. I think he played 1 preseason, and I was like, whatever. But they're like, this dude's like a good clipboard guy. Like, he's great at helping everybody, breaking down the plays, doing this stuff.
The clipboard.
Yeah, great locker room clipboard guy, but he can't play football. So I was like, well, why doesn't he just become a coach?
I was just gonna say, you know what they call those? Coaches.
Yeah.
And you know, why is he even active on game day? Why is it not Trevor Siemian, the guy that we went out and fucking got?
Don't worry, Rob. They definitely wouldn't start Tim Boyle again. Oh no.
Oh yeah, no. We hear from Robert Saleh. He believes in Tim Boyle, guys.
It's crazy. So I wasn't on like the fuck Robert Saleh train until that exact moment. Because in what universe, like saying we believe in Zach Wilson, you can excuse away as it being Zach. Like you just really want him to say it's one guy, right?
Yep.
But now you are sitting here defending two of the worst quarterbacks of all time, saying you believe in both of them. That's now become systemic. That's now, it's not an accident anymore. It's not a one-time deal.
Legitimately, like, he thinks that if he tells you that, then it'll get him out of the question. Like, it's worked before. People stopped asking once he said he believed in him, so let's do it again.
And you know what's amazing? is he blows all the QBs that are just horrible, but you know who he shit on in the press conference? Breece Hall.
Yeah.
The only fucking guy. This guy needs to be run out of the fucking league. The whole staff needs to be run out of the league. This is a joke. I mean, it's a joke. There are parts of this offense that are literally historically bad in the sense that no other NFL team has ever been this bad. That's some of those categories of bad. I mean, I've never seen that. I mean, the Jets have been bad. I mean, you guys heard me for many years on the podcast. I've seen the Jets bad. But my God, I mean, Adam Gase could score points better than this.
Yeah, Adam Gase would have this team probably at a winning record in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, with this talent.
But Rob points to Jets' victory over Eagles on schedule.
The only team to beat the Eagles.
The only team to beat the Eagles is one of the worst. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna take that accomplishment, calling that game to my grave. I think. I think this goes to show a complete inability to not wager, coach. But well, not just coach, but I'm more talking about the Jets organization. They can't barter. They're not good at convincing people. You basically let Aaron Rodgers take over your entire organization. That's not how negotiating works. You're trying to get him in, and you're trying to get him in at the cheapest and most reasonable way so you can build a team. But instead, you basically told him, we'll give you whatever you want. Whatever you want, you have it. And he was like, okay, that's not how you negotiate. So no wonder you've got all these old ass wide receivers and buds of Aaron Rodgers that suck shit. You did this to yourself.
Even Aaron Rodgers, the funny part was everyone was back in the preseason. Remember, everyone was like, I don't even know if the trade's going to happen. The Packers aren't budging. And then the Jets guy, whatever his name, he was like, we're going to get Aaron Rodgers. Don't worry. And I'm like, oh, so they're definitely going to trade for him. Great negotiation tactics, going out and going don't worry, fans, we'll get this guy.
Yeah.
Bank on it or else be upset.
And that's the thing, actually, is that on the one hand, I think it was the right move for us to make a play for Aaron Rodgers. On the other hand, it was entirely motivated by wanting to save their jobs.
Yes. Yeah.
So, it's kind of a means and ends thing. Unity means and ends thing.
One of those means and ends things.
One of those means and ends.
Means and burnt ends thing.
Hey, Which I wanted to also clarify the Breece Hall thing, because it is pretty funny. So Robert Saleh said Breece Hall is a special talent, but there's grimy yards that the back has to understand he needs to get. Said he's trying to create explosive plays right now, and he needs to get more of the tough yards rather than always trying to hit a home run.
Oh, is he literally saying get less yards? What does that mean?
Yes,
correctly. Yeah,
this is the mind of our head coach. It's
defensive. He still thinks he's playing defense. Yeah, no, we want less yards, right, guys? Right? This is how it all works.
It's so funny where if we hyper simplify it like that, those are the easiest explanations to Robert Saleh's logic. Everything really just comes. Oh well, if you do it the way that I know how to do it, then it'll work.
We trained him wrong as a joke.
It sounds like a defensive-minded head coach.
Oh yeah,
it's all these guys are just it's about being tough. It's about being tough out there, getting those yards. Meanwhile, over here in Green Bay, we're what if we just do some crazy dolphin shit where we got Jaden Reed running and he's flying out and we're hitting this is fun.
Yeah, and I will also mention, by the way, what team do you think runs the most amount of standard dropbacks? Meaning, not
the Jets.
Not play action, not RPOs, not screens.
Is the Jets?
It is the Jets.
Yeah.
The number one standard drop back team. And by the way, the other part of that Saleh quote, he needs to worry about getting those grimy yards. Yeah, the grimy yards that he's talking about are when Nathaniel Hackett calls halfback dive up the goddamn middle on first and second down.
Why can't you score when there's like 9 defensive linemen?
Yep.
Run, pass.
Simplify. He just like the quickest way to the end zone is a straight line. Let's just send them right up the middle.
Yeah, run, pass. Yeah.
So
Which,
that's
by the
what
way,
he has identified as the issue of the team is Breece Hall is trying too hard. He really needs to cool it down. And it's not that they're running up the middle on first and second. No.
we had these offseason Jets moves. Aaron Rodgers trade last one drive, got rid of Mike White, their actual good backup quarterback. Their first round pick playing 11 snaps per game. Mecole Hardman signed, then traded. Alan Lazard, $22 million guaranteed, 7 drops this year, and was a scratch this week. Dalvin Cook, $7 million for 21 yards per game, and Randall Cobb, $3 million for 3 yards per game.
Dude, there's so many of Rodgers' buds on that list.
Yep. It's as somebody who watched Alan Lazard for the last 3 years, he's a great number 3 receiver.
Yep.
And he can block pretty well, but apparently he hasn't even been blocking well, probably because he doesn't give a shit. He's like, whatever.
My friend is not here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So the biggest quote of the week comes from Garrett Wilson, and he said, quote, "It's like listening to Rob. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell the fans. I'm out of words. I'm out."
Yep.
Now you know he has truly become a New York Jet.
I'm telling okay. I know what's gonna happen. All right.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers is gonna come back next year and probably get injured immediately. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, all getting traded. They are gonna demand a trade to get off the team, and the Jets will again wallow in mediocrity for another 12 years.
Yay!
You also forgot when they trade Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings, because that has to happen.
Yep. Also, I saw a graphic. I'll see if I can. I have it saved somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. It was a graphic of the win percentages of all teams across all 4 major U.S. sports. Yeah, and the Jets are in the bottom 3.
Yep, bottom 3 of all 4 major sports combined in winning
Since
percentage.
2019.
What were the other 2? Like the Oakland Athletics or the?
I think the Panthers were in there actually.
I think they were.
But I'm not sure. I'll try to see if I can find it.
Yeah, I think you can find it, but it's pretty sad. Also, forgot to mention my favorite play of this game, which was the Jets tried to do a Hail Mary before halftime.
Oh my
and
God.
they ran it back for a pick 6 on a Hail Mary.
I won't lie to you. That's when I turned the game off. I did not. I literally could only maniacally laugh out loud like Walter White in the crawl space, and then turn the game off. That was the only option.
It just that doesn't happen. That's not a thing that happens.
It's just Jets things, just Jets things.
It's insane.
And again, I just want to continue to point out that Robert Saleh has full faith in Tim Boyle and Zach Wilson for that matter. He was really pressured by the fans in order to bench him, I bet.
I'd rather have Zach Wilson play.
Yeah.
We should make sure he's okay. Try putting out Carrot Top as a test for a game as a quarterback, and then just see if he says the same thing. I just want to make sure he fully understands what's going on.
I mean, the Giants literally just walked outside the stadium and said anybody can throw a football, and Tommy DeVito came in and threw almost 4.
thing.
Yeah.
This guy looks good.
Yeah.
Man, it's insane. It's just the saddest part for me is that this entire offseason was hyped up as Jets fans. This is it. Are you ready? And everyone's like, finally, we're ready. And then it's like, oh wait, never mind. It's another Jets season.
It is also the longest playoff drought in pro sports now, across all the 4 leagues. So, yay!
Woo.
You'll get him, bud.
Who?
You go get him, cowboy.
Well, anyway, Then the Buccaneers and Colts played. And yeah, this game was actually pretty close. I think because these teams are about on the same level, but I do think the Colts are a little better at this point, especially after a while. Without Jonathan Taylor, though, maybe they're not.
I was gonna say JT's back, dude, and he's made a huge difference for this team. And he's also like taken over the backfield again after having kind of a timeshare with Moss for a bit there.
Oh yeah, you weren't here, but at the start of the show, he also mentioned he had thumb surgery and now he's out.
Oh shit! Well, there goes my whole fucking fantasy year.
Yeah. Oh, that's another player you got gone.
Yeah, he's out. That's I'm fucked.
Yeah. Gardner Minshew did very mediocre. He ran for a touchdown though, and Baker Mayfield, I think he got hit and looked like he was hurt, but he played and he had 199, 2 TDs and a pick. And Sinvicta was watching this and complaining about Todd Bowles. And apparently they had like all their timeouts left at the end of the game and didn't use them.
That sounds like Todd Bowles.
Yep, it's Todd Bowles.
Hey, I wanted to mention Baker Mayfield looked pretty good this year overall.
Yeah,
he's got 2,500 yards, 17 touchdowns, 7 picks.
Yeah.
He's had a good season.
Yeah, it was a pretty good season. I mean, a bunch of teams would love to have Baker Mayfield at this point.
Yeah.
He is not the problem there, that's for sure.
That is for sure. Apparently, Baker Mayfield's ankle got hurt.
Ooh.
He's pretty sore. The MRI was negative. We'll see how he's feeling during the week. So, more quarterback injuries.
He had an interesting quote after this loss as well. He said, until everybody gets pissed off enough to get it fixed, there will be no changes.
Oh, that's a weird way to talk to your doctors.
Well, they play the Panthers this week. Wait, the Panthers had the coach firing. That means Panthers got to win, right? I guess so. I think they're still too bad, to be honest.
Yeah, that might not be enough for them. Even though coach buff has its limits.
Yeah, that's true. Either way, this game seems close, but it also kind of sucked. It's just a battle of two mediocre teams.
Yeah. Neither of these teams likely playoff contenders.
Probably not, especially now with Jonathan Taylor out. But who knows? We'll see. We've seen crazier stuff. I'll tell you. Yeah. The Giants Patriots, and let me tell you, I had this game up at points with my Sunday ticket, and I think it was like a car accident. Like you just couldn't look away.
Yeah.
It was every time I was like, dude, here we go. The Patriots like drive Mac Jones intercepted. Oh, here we go. It's a Bailey Zappi intercepted. And then the Giants just got their one touchdown. And then the Patriots had the chance to tie it on like a 28-yard field goal, and they missed it.
Yep.
And it was sad. Oh, it was sad.
Super Bowl rematch, baby.
Yeah, it's
fucking 14 punts, 4 turnovers. Like the Pats got decent yardage, but a combined 8 of 27 on third down. Like, my God, so completely lacking in anything entertaining or impressive.
Yep. It's sad.
I know why why are you starting Mac Jones? Why? You're killing him. Stop. Like he's already dead, but you're still killing him.
I mean, they did bench him in this game, right?
They bench him every game. Maybe, I don't know, you shouldn't fucking start him.
Yeah.
They're just kind of in a fucking Jets situation with it, man. Like Bailey Zappi's their backup, and we were trying to get on the Zapp attack last year, but he ain't it either.
Yep. It's they need to tear everything down. Like coaching staff, players.
Yeah. What message are they trying to send though? Where it's like, hey, Mac Jones, you're clearly not good enough, but go out there and give it a shot, and we'll fucking bench you again if you're bad, even though we know you are. Like, what is this psychological torture?
Yeah, who is the QB3 on the Patriots? I don't even know.
I don't think they know. Or no, it's Will Grier. They just brought in Will Grier.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ.
Man, that is I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
their
over.
season's done, obviously.
Yeah.
It's extremely over.
Yeah.
Same with the
yeah.
Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with them. You know, they've got DeVito, right?
I love that celebration and
Yeah.
like his whole
Yeah.
vibe is A+. It's just that unfortunately it's coming during the Giants' almost certainly lost season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is okay. This is actually insane, by the way. So Tommy DeVito has played in 5 games, started 3. Guess how many times he's been sacked?
Oh no.
Let's say 12.
30.
Rob?
7,000.
28.
Oh, I was so close.
Yeah. He
Oh,
is the 9th most sacked quarterback in the NFL, and he's played
Jesus.
5 games and started 3 of them.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah,
fact,
he got
Daniel
sacked
Jones-
6 times in this game.
Daniel Jones is number 5 at 30.
Yeah.
The
Holy
Giants have
shit.
given up 58 sacks.
Dude.
They, like we talk about bad offensive line, like the Jets have a bad offensive line, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's like this isn't an line. They aren't doing anything.
It's offensive.
It's like Rob says. It's like it's malpractice.
Yeah.
It's not
It really is.
properly equip these people to do their job.
They literally got sacked 6 times this game.
Yeah. And 9 the game before, wasn't it?
Yeah, 9 the game before. They were just lucky that they played against Sam Howell, who's been sacked 55 times. He's the second most sacked. It's just, and then the Patriots don't have a real offense. So it's like people
Wait,
might
yeah, what
look at
are
the Giants because they play the Packers Monday night. They have a bye week this week, but after that they play the Packers Monday night. Some people might be like, "Oh, it's a trap game." I don't think it's a trap game. I think the Giants are going to get shit on. Like at this, like our pass rush is
Okay.
actually good.
Wait, how many times did these two quarterbacks get sacked? Daniel Jones and Danny DeVito?
30
Total.
and 28,
30 and 28. So that's what, 60?
58.
58.
Yeah.
That's I can't do math. The record is 76 sacks in one season. So
On a
they
single
are
quarterback or like against the against the
on a
team?
single quarterback, but like
yeah.
combined together, they will have.
Yeah.
They're gonna eclipse that.
That's
Yeah.
Well, Sam
nuts.
Howell might.
Yeah. Sam Howell might have 2 guys sacked
Yeah.
the
It's
most.
insane.
And then Bryce Young is 3rd at 40, or I guess 2nd at 40.
Shit.
That's
Even that's absurd.
that's absurd. Yeah, Zach Wilson 38.
Yep.
He's up there.
Our O-line's pretty shitty.
I wonder how this season compares statistically to previous seasons as far as overall amount of sacks, because I wonder if that's contributing to the poor offenses in general, is the fact that there's just been so many
it
sacks
could.
this year.
Bear, interestingly enough, a man who shares your namesake, Alex Smith, said something similar.
Yeah.
Like, is he a pundit now?
He actually, I only know this because it was posted on the Jets subreddit, because he was up there with Teddy Bruschi and Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so he was saying, because Tom Brady said that QBs look shitty this year, and it's
Yeah.
like,
He's like the NFL play is mediocre, is what he said.
right. And Alex Smith was like, yeah, well, you played in the biggest cupcake division ever, and
Yeah. She's
but
not wrong.
and the whole panel was like Patriots and Jets, so they were all upset.
They were
because
like,
of that.
oh boy.
Yeah, but he then made the point that like he doesn't necessarily think that the QBing is down, but more that we're in a golden age of defensive linemen, and I do
Yeah.
kind of agree.
Yeah,
And-
dude. It's like everywhere around the league, there's fucking stars on the D line.
Yeah,
I even read that like the offensive linemen are worse because
Yeah.
the schemes they run in college are like just not good for NFL. Like a lot of it's just like
well, it's all
raid.
air raid.
Yeah. It's just air
Yeah.
raid stuff. And so they don't know how to like run block well. They don't know how to like different schemes. Like it's just like air raid. Air raid,
Yeah.
air raid. So then they get the NFL and you're like, oh, they got to like coach these guys up. So if you have like a good coaching staff that like can train these guys up and give them time and everything, then you're good. But if you don't, like many of these teams we're talking about, you're screwed. Like,
you know what would be a good idea is probably if you hired a GM that was a former NFL offensive lineman, they might care about the offensive line.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
That might work.
Yeah, that might work. By the way, 2021, most sacked quarterback, Joe Burrow, 51 times.
Holy hell.
Last year, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields tied at 55 sacks. And that means that this year, Sam Howell's already breaking the record of the last couple of years for sacks.
Yeesh.
And the Giants.
With many more games left.
Yep. Yes, sirree.
Dude, I started looking at the list of the sack leaders for the past like full year, so it's just like a couple years worth of stats, and like there's so many extremely good pass rushers playing right now.
Yeah,
TJ Watt is 10th on this list, and like he's one of the best in the league. You got fucking Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, Hassan Reddick, Daniel Hunter, Max Crosby, Chris Jones. Like it's just endless amounts of like top tier talent.
Yeah. It is. It's pretty crazy. But
and you even have like teams like the Jets where like we don't have. I don't think there's anybody like maybe Quinnen Williams, like you've heard that name.
Yeah,
but like the rest are just like role guys. But we're still one of the best D lines in the league.
Yeah, that's only mentioning like the best of the best, but even still, there's like mid-range dudes that are like still getting there all year long. It's wild.
So this game sucked.
Yeah,
is what it boils down to, and I can't imagine these teams doing very well going forward either when they're giving up sacks and throwing interceptions. And so
put a fork in them.
Yeah. Then we had Steelers-Bengals.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, I have good things to say.
I was like, I forgot for a second I was getting ready for the shitstorm, and I was like, oh wait, no, he's happy.
Yeah.
So like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This score, like, and I mean this in a good way, we should have won like by a lot more.
Oh
like,
yeah.
And I don't mean that in a negative, like, oh, we did so bad, but rather like, kind of like a string of insanity made this game close, because the Steelers should have had a touchdown. Either Deontay Johnson should have just caught the ball and it would have been fine, or like even though he dropped it, it still was probably a catch. Like, I don't know, catch rules are weird.
Football move.
Yeah, like he caught the ball in the end zone, then fell, and he took like a couple of steps and then fell and dropped the ball. So it's like, I'm pretty sure that counts as like a didn't end up mattering, but either way, he should have caught the ball. And then literally the next play, Jalen Warren like fumbles the ball and we lose possession. So that's like 7 points we should have had. But also the Bengals should have had 0 points. They should not have scored the entire game, because on their first touchdown drive, we bat a ball into the air. Like, we defend the pass, and it just so happens to perfectly land in Jamar Chase's hands, and he gets like a 70-yard gain.
That happened twice in this game.
It happened twice. Twice this game, we batted a ball down, completely changing the trajectory, and it just kind of magically lands in Jamar Chase's hands. And of course, and in both times, because he's catching a ball where he wasn't supposed to be, our defense was like, what the fuck? And he gets a bunch of yards. So like, those were 2 freak plays that probably should have both been interceptions. And so the Bengals should have gotten destroyed this game, which is a good thing. The Steelers played well on defense, and they played well on offense. We had 400 yards.
Yeah, dude.
Yay!
Najee Harris had basically a 100-yard game on the ground.
Yeah, and a touchdown. And Jalen Warren still did pretty well, considering he got like reduced carries because he fumbled. But like otherwise, he still had a decent rushing game. And Pickett did like Pickett had like a Purdy line where he like, he kind of just threw the ball when he needed to and didn't throw any interceptions, and should have had a touchdown. Like, he should have had like a 25-yard touchdown. So add that onto his thing, because he threw a perfect ball. A lot of his yards were like really good throws too. Like, he dropped it in the bucket to Deontay Johnson and to George Pickens. 2 different passes, just beautiful rainbow right in the hands, like for like 30-40 yards on both times. Had a great game.
This validates almost to a comical level any anti-Matt Canada discourse.
It is insane how instantaneously the team was twice as good on offense as they've ever been in the last 3 years. Time of possession was 37 minutes to 22 minutes. 8 of 17 on third down, which is fine. Like that's a pretty average, if not slightly above average. And no interceptions for Pickett. It's just it's a great game that looked like a bad game if you look at the score, but otherwise it was a really good game.
I think Pittsburgh actually has a shot at this division now.
So yes and no. I think it's tough because this is one game. We need to see, like, this was fired Coach Buff. So let's see what happens. You know,
I also don't think they're going to catch the Ravens.
Well, we do get to play the Ravens again, so we cannot. Right. We need them to lose one game, and then we win that game, and it doesn't matter what else happens. So, because we beat them already once, so we'll have the tiebreaker, and we'll tie their record.
Yeah, but listen to the rest of your schedule here, which I'm sure you're already aware of. But just to say it for the conversation,
I was getting to that.
Okay, you go ahead then.
I was going to say it scares me because our next 2 games are stupidly winnable. It's Cardinals Patriots are our next 2 games.
That's both at home.
Yeah, and that's bad because we lose those kinds of games. I picked the Browns because we should have won that game, but we didn't. And I'm scared of these. I'm especially scared of the Cardinals, but I'm also somehow weirdly even more scared of the Patriots because that should be the even easier game. And it just doesn't work that way, man. It doesn't work that way. So I don't know. I mean, realistically, we should be 9-4 in a couple weeks, and then we have the Colts, which is more of a toss-up, but like a winnable game. But like over the next 4 games, we should win 3 of them. We should be minimum 3-1, which puts us at 10-5. And then we have 2 more games, one against the Seahawks, which is again kind of 50-50, and then the Ravens. So like this team probably should make the playoffs. I still don't expect us to because I'm a pessimist, and I just know that we're not going to win the next 2 games somehow for some stupid fucking reason. But hey, it's nice to have a chance, I guess. Could be the Jets.
Yeah. No, that's how I feel too. It's nice to have a chance, you know? It's fun when your team's in the playoff hunt playing meaningful games at the end of the season, you know?
True. And we're in a playoff spot right now, not let alone the hunt. We have a spot. We just need to keep winning. And we haven't one of the easiest remaining schedules in the entire league. So
I was just looking at that Patriots-Steelers game, just reminiscing about days where that might have actually been important and one that I cared about. It's scheduled on my birthday, for God's sakes. Like, it's something that I should absolutely be excited for, but nope, don't give a single shit about that one anymore.
Yeah, and I'm scared because last year the Patriots weren't very good either, and we played them, and we should have won, and we would have been in the playoffs if we won that game. And we only lost because of, was it fucking Gunnar Olszewski's fumbling the ball on the punt return? I think it was. Dude was a fucking sleeper agent. It was, we had a punt return and we fumbled it and they got the ball on like the 5-yard line and we lost by like 3 points. So it was definitely like annoying.
So you just bound to repeat that is what you're saying.
Yeah, something stupid's going to happen on that game. I hate it. It's a primetime game and Kenny Pickett, like, I think hasn't lost a primetime game yet somehow.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that's a stat. I'm not entirely. He's either only lost 1 or hasn't lost in primetime.
Kenny Pickett primetime record 14-10.
Oh,
so that's not possible. He hasn't played that many games.
Yeah, I was like, what? 14-10.
Oh, that's his career record. Sorry, yeah. So it's 7 primetime games though. This freaking lying piece of crap.
I was gonna say, like, man, that's a lot of games to play.
Been featured his whole season.
I'll say.
I think it's like 7-0 or something.
The Bengals
5-1.
5-1. Okay, it wasn't.
Oh wow, 5-1. That's pretty good. The Bengals played decent for having Jake Browning, but
but again, all 10 of their points were off of fluke bullshit, so they should have had 0 points.
Joe Mixon got 2 yards a carry. They really didn't do anything else.
They ran the ball 11 times only. That's insane.
That actually is insane. That is.
Well,
like,
they just did. Then they only had 26. They didn't have the ball. They didn't get the ball.
37 to 22 minutes. Wow.
Like they ran. I'm trying to look for like. I guess we can count it up. 26 attempts. So like they only ran like 37 plays.
The Steelers had the ball for an entire quarter more than the Bengals.
Yeah.
That's
what I mean by saying this was an insanely dominant game that was only 6 points for some reason.
Yeah.
Browning got sacked 4 times that game as well. I think there was
TJ
a couple
had
for
2
Watt. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
just thoroughly dominated despite what the scoreboard said. And yeah, this is a different Steelers team now. I'm thinking this is definitely a playoff team.
that was
Again,
like
let's wait a couple weeks and see what if they convincingly
So-
win the next 2 games. I will be on that belief train. But it's the Steelers, man. They lose.
Yep.
They win games they're supposed to lose. They lose games they're supposed to win. That's how it's been for the entirety of Mike Tomlin's career.
Well, speaking of losing games, the Carolina Panthers.
Dude, it was so rough to be watching this on Red Zone and have them be flipping back and forth between low lights of Bryce Young desperately trying to find someone open versus CJ Stroud just calmly back in the pocket, fucking bang, bang, bang,
Yeah.
throw after throw. Oh my goodness, the comparison was ridiculous.
Yeah, I still don't know if you swap CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, if CJ Stroud's doing as well as he is, but I think he'd be doing better.
No, dude, it's Young. It's not all his fault. Like he
Yeah.
just doesn't have skill players.
Yeah, they really don't have anything for him. Like Chuba Hubbard's there. Their offensive line is pretty bad. They have like when your number 1 is Adam Thielen at like
Yeah, we go over this every week on
Yeah.
the poor kid. Just like you're gonna need at least a couple years over there for them,
Yeah.
and they don't even have their assets this year. They're fucked. He's fucked. He doesn't have any recourse.
yeah,
He's completely
bad.
screwed.
it is bad. Then the Titans on the other side, they did okay. Derrick Henry ran for 76 and 2 touchdowns. Pretty good for him. Will Levis missed DeAndre Hopkins wide open going for a touchdown, and he didn't like miss him, but like he didn't see him, and he should have, and he would have had a touchdown. So that was like,
Kendall only knows that because he had DeAndre Hopkins
Yeah.
on his fantasy team.
yeah, sure
A
did.
little resentment there.
And outside of that, this game was pretty bad. I also
The
watched
Titans
parts
look
of
bad
it.
too, man. The Titans should not feel very good about this win either. Will Levis
No.
doesn't look all that great.
I mean, he
This
looks.
is-
Titans are on the rebuild, and hopefully they
Yeah.
realize that,
This
which I think they
is-
do. This is just getting Will Levis up.
Yeah,
It's getting Will Levis experience is the main stuff.
dude, Derrick Henry's not having a very good year either. Although I guess he's had a couple of pretty good games early on, but he's been stinking it up the last few.
He had a good game this time around, dude. I played
Yeah,
against
this one
him.
was
and
better for sure, but
my fantasy game started with me like going down a lot, and I was like, it's over already. And then like midway through halftime of the early window games, it became the opposite story.
Yeah,
I was like, oh wait, all my players are scoring points in the second half for some reason.
I'd say it's probably because they stacked the box because they know the Titans can't pass. But now with Will Levis giving them at least a okay passing game, then it frees it up a bit.
I don't know. Watching him, especially against the Panthers, it's just he instilled a lot more confidence in me in his first game, and now I'm starting to see the cracks. You know.
Yeah, well, I
getting
mean,
up there.
he is getting up there, and he's been putting up crazy, insane yardage, and now he's like 30 now, right? He's 29.
He's still terrifying when he's
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
a full head of steam. Like
Yeah.
when he actually gets running, you're like, oh, he's not. You either are forcing him out of bounds or you are just letting him go to the end zone. There's no in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to be clear, he can murder any of us by looking in our general
Oh,
direction.
100%.
He could arm wrestle all 4 of us at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely
With
could.
like his neck.
Yeah, neck wrestle. But a good game happened. Jaguars Texans.
Yep. I hope this is a sign of the future for this division. These two
Yes.
teams going after each
yeah,
other
dude.
in like a fucking Ravens Steelers kind of vibe. Like
This is one
yeah.
of the good ones this week for sure.
Yeah, this was really good. Like it was back and forth. The whole game was close, and then it comes down to can the Texans send it to overtime with a field goal, and then they just doinked it, just inches short.
There was one CJ Stroud play that if you were watching Red Zone or saw the game, I'm sure y'all know which one I'm talking about, where he just did some Mahomesian dancing in the pocket, just extended the play forever, finally found Dell in the end zone and just fucking fired a dart right at him. And oh my God, like
watching him
he's got
play.
it.
Watching him play, yeah, like there's no like you can tell, like watching a quarterback who's not as good, they just kind of panic. Like you can see their feet
Yeah.
is like whoa, and they're not looking downfield, and they like you can just tell.
Yeah.
Watching CJ Stroud when he's scrambling, he is only looking away when he has to. And otherwise,
He's
he's
in
still
control.
looking downfield, and he's gonna find someone. Like it is scary. This is a rookie doing this shit. That's scary.
Yep.
Mhm.
And he and Dell's connection is like, I mean, we talk about this all the time, especially rookie QBs. They got to have their guy. That connection's legit. Like those two, they are a big time threat. Not just like coddling down to the low quality of the Texans, but like this team all of a sudden is looking really threatening.
And also Nico Collins putting up big numbers as well. Nico Collins.
They did lose. I mean, we're talking so much praise for the Texans. They did lose.
Like they're so good now.
Yeah.
Like, this is a completely different team from last year.
Although it bears mentioning that the Jacksonville Jaguars are now 8-3.
They are the 3 seed, I believe.
They're the 3 seed behind Baltimore and Kansas City.
Yeah.
Which they've been kind of doing a bit quietly, right? Like they've been kind of disappointing.
Their 3 losses have looked bad. They look really bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It says a lot about them that we're so excited about the Texans after this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Texans, it's because they weren't supposed to be this good this fast. And now they are. So it's shocking. But the Jaguars, it's like we kind of expected them to be this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's, the Jaguar, like even this, I expected the Jaguars to win this game. And they did win it, but they barely won it. CJ Stroud did get hurt a bit, though. He was like hobbling towards the end. So I don't know if that's going to linger, but still, like, what a game. Definitely one of the better games. And by the way, Calvin Ridley showed up, 89 yards and a touchdown. He also dropped the touchdown.
It came down to a 57-yard attempt, I believe, from Matt Amendola that looked on the money, but doinked off the bottom post or the bottom rung.
Yep, and now he got cut.
Crossbar.
So,
that's what that is.
Crossbar.
So I guess their kicker is back.
Yeah, their kicker's back. It's he's the real
Fairbairn, right?
Fairbairn,
Yeah.
So I'm sure Amendola will go somewhere else.
Yeah,
because he's all right. Although he did miss like 3 of 6, but one of them was pretty much as close as you're gonna get. So cool. AFC South looking like it'll be competitive with these guys going forward. So that's fun.
Yep.
Then we had the Falcons Saints, which I knew the Falcons were gonna win this game. The Saints are
fired. It's time to fire some coaches.
It's time to rebuild. Like, I don't know.
I mean, they have great players. I don't know if it's rebuilding time, but like,
well,
how are you not winning with this offense? I don't understand.
The only reason I say that is the Saints, I think, have like no cap room whatsoever. In fact, hold on. Is there a way to see the 2024-5 cap hit? Where's that? Rob, can you do a cap check?
Okay, stop me. What do you want? Well,
the Saints and their cap room going forward. Please.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. There we are. We have our top tier professionals on the case looking into this to clarify.
Okay. While you're figuring that out, I'm losing my mind looking at these stats for this game because I'm so confused.
Yep.
The Saints punted the ball 1 time. They had more time of possession than the Falcons and lost by 9 points because they kicked 5 field goals. Sorry, they kicked 6 field goals and missed 1. That's horrible.
Yep, sure is.
Saints current cap room at 4.2 million, so pretty tight.
Yep.
Next season they will have negative 71 million.
Oh Jesus. That is that's what I'm saying. Like that they're not gonna be able to bring a bunch of these players back.
Yeah, they're gonna lose. Yeah, they're gonna lose a shitload.
So,
I mean,
that's a fire sale waiting to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, they're literally they're on over the cap right now. They are the lowest for 2024 right now. They have the least amount of cap room.
Wow.
And to put that into perspective, they're at negative 71.4 million. The next lowest is the Bills at 29 million.
50 million difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in a bad spot, I would say. That's wild. Like, and the whole point is that, like, all right, we're spending all this money. Surely we're gonna win the division, and like,
and they still can. Is the sad thing.
Yeah,
they're tied 5-6. Like, they're not like just win a couple fucking games. Like, Atlanta's not good.
No.
Yeah.
Like, they're not. But Atlanta's whole thing is like they run the ball, and then Desmond Ridder can make like one good pass a game, and it's a touchdown. And that's what happened. He had one good touchdown pass. Bijan Robinson, 91 yards and a touchdown, ran 16 times, and the Tyler the Alligator, 64 yards on 10 carries. And then Cordell Patterson had 43 on 8 carries. And then Ridder ran for 30 himself. Like, they just run the ball. And then Drake London's like their best receiver, and they just throw it to him, and it's like, hey, there we go. Like, that's the Atlanta format. Like, if they can do that, they can win. But if they can't do that, then they lose. So it's wild that Atlanta is now in first place of the NFC South, because it's embarrassing. Wow.
Yeah.
Because they were this bad last year, right? Tom Brady couldn't even like win this division, and then he barely won it, and they got shit on. Like, man, they're 5-6. They're literally in first place below 500. So, woo.
Yeah.
So Saints got to get it together. Derek Carr is not doing it, but
Yeah.
Yep. Then we had Rams Cardinals, and the Rams showed up big time.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals did not.
Nope, they did not. Kyler Murray, 256 and a touchdown. James Conner ran for 27 yards. He's their leading rusher.
Oof.
27 yards.
Bro, guys, Kyler Murray just got back from a devastating ACL injury. Why is he throwing the ball 45 times?
Didn't hurt his arm. Hurt his legs.
Why are you trying to kill him? Your season's already over.
They-
You're 2-10. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I wouldn't even bring him back at this point. Just
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Except the tank.
The Rams, Stafford threw for 229, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Kyron Williams ran for 143. Royce Freeman ran for 77 and a touchdown. Woo. That's
Yeah, Rams are sitting in the Green Bay position where it's like, you know, we could get something going here.
They are. However, we hold the tiebreaker over the Rams, thank God. And they play the Ravens still, the 49ers.
Oh no.
Although they do play the Browns, the Commanders, and the Giants, and the Saints. So
That's not impossible. That's like
Yeah.
4 wins potentially.
yeah. Let's say on average they go like 3-3. What would they be? Like 8-9 then? It's like, honestly, you could probably beat out some NFC team if the Vikings shit themselves, if the Seahawks shit themselves, if the Packers.
There's exactly now one scary wild card team, and it's the Cowboys, and even they are kind of sus right now because of the whole haven't beat a good team yet. So like, man, like, yeah, what does the NFC have for the wild card? Like, nothing.
Honestly, if the Packers get the 6th seed and we play like the Lions, I think we could probably beat the Lions again. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's actually insane. I mean, let's be real. It's going to be Eagles 49ers. Like, that's the NFC Championship game. So, like, barring some sort of insane playoff miracle, it's going to be Eagles 49ers. So, whatever for the most part.
AFC, who fucking knows?
Yeah, AFC is more like who fight. You got Dolphins, Jaguars, Chiefs, Ravens, like Texans potentially. Steelers are there. Bills could climb back. Broncos are winning. Like, there's so much shit going on. So, anyway, that was a game. Then the Broncos, speaking of which, beat up on the Browns, who were playing with Patriot tier quarterbacks, essentially.
Oh, come on now. You can still call them Jets.
All right, Jet tier quarterback. I'd say they're better than Jets quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, I would take either Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Phillip Walker over Tim Boyle any day.
Yeah. Same.
But this was just the Broncos. Like, I had the Broncos defense. They got me some of my highest points in fantasy. They got a safety. They got 3 fumbles recovered. They got 4 sacks. Like, they were doing great. And Russell Wilson, 13 of 22 for 134 yards and a touchdown, which not great.
And rushing.
Yeah, and rushing. But the Browns are like one of the best defenses. So, like,
Yep.
that's
I have
impressive.
been saying that this Browns defense has been overrated for a while. And I still maintain that.
They're also on the field constantly because the offense is trash. And Myles Garrett apparently came out because he heard a pop in his shoulder.
He's potentially he's not done yet, but he was getting like an MRI or something today, and he might be out for the season if it's bad.
Hold on, let's see. Myles Garrett suffered no structural damage.
Oh, okay, so he's fine.
So he's fine.
I want to point out, actually, as an aside, even though this wasn't like his most spectacular game of the season,
Right.
that Russell Wilson, a perennial Pro Bowler, Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl MVP, had a singular down season where he looked completely washed immediately, like he had fallen off a cliff.
Right.
They fire Nathaniel Hackett, and then immediately again, he's a top 5 QB, Pro Bowler. Fucking...
Yeah, it's almost like you shouldn't hire someone like that.
It's amazing, and he got a job running offenses.
I will say that I said that was unbelievably stupid when it happened.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody did.
Last
really,
year,
I don't know. I feel like there was pushback. They're like, "Oh, it's Rodgers' guy."
Well, it's literally Rodgers' guy because Rodgers just runs the offense. So if Rodgers isn't there to run the offense, it's terrible.
Yep.
And that's the problem.
But Russell Wilson,
Rodgers was the one, like, even on the plays, that's the funny part, is like they do all this stuff, and Rodgers was like, yeah, I got injured on one of the 2 plays that I didn't want to run, but the Jets were like, we got to run these plays. So they got him hurt.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, Russell Wilson, he's back, and he's back on track for. I mean, I think he's probably a first ballot Hall of Famer, right? At this point.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you look at his stats, they're very good. But yeah, last
and he's
year,
a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, that's Super Bowl winner. Last year, 3,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. This year already, 2,200 yards, 20 touchdowns, so already 4 more than last year. And 4 interceptions. So much
he's
better.
Like top 5 in statistical in like any statistical category for QBs. So yeah.
So it's the Broncos are actually looking good.
Yeah,
they've got a shot too now. What's the Browns' remaining schedule? What remaining schedules are we looking at? Browns. They've got Rams, Jags, Bears, Texans, Jets, Bengals. That's a 50-50 schedule right there.
50-50.
And then the Broncos, who I will find here, probably have another. No, they played the Chiefs twice already. So Broncos. Ooh, God. Okay, this is Houston, LA, Detroit, New England, LA, Las Vegas. That's not super easy.
Chargers, LA?
Yeah, Chargers.
Yeah.
That's a 50-50 too.
That's kind of
that's like one easy game, and the rest are all kind of like even the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders they're not bad.
It's a divisional game too.
Do
you think the Broncos are better than the Chargers right now? Because I think there's an argument to be made there.
I think so.
I don't know. The Chargers do not make any sense. They are remarkably better than their record, and yet continue to lose. I don't have an answer for you.
Yeah, I think the Chargers win at least one of those 2. If I had to,
I can see
the
that,
Chargers are like a field goal away in 6 of their games from being like a 10-win team right now.
But they lose all of those games.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It's scary. I don't want to talk about it.
I locked the Chargers this week.
Yeah.
Wild
I
man.
Can't believe I did that. Then we had the craziest game of the week, the Bills-Eagles.
I'm
fucking
mad.
Nutty, dude.
I picked the Bills, and they should have fucking won, and they got all cowardly like 3 different times.
Yeah.
They even got the ball in OT, man. They absolutely should have won this game.
They should have gone for it on 4th down instead of kicking the field goal. Like some people might be like, that's a smart play. Because then if you stop the Eagles, then they don't get a field goal. Like, look, the Eagles have been shitting on your defense every drive. It's the Eagles, dude. Like, they have been rolling down the field. Your defense is tired. We're in overtime. The Eagles have been demolishing you for the last quarter.
Wide receiver is Julio Jones. Like, come on. It's the fucking Eagles.
Literally, you've just been driving down on the Eagles. Like, their defense is tired. In fact, you'd almost won the game if Davis runs the right route. So it's like, okay, we continue to drive down the field. We're looking good. They can't stop Josh Allen running. They can't do this. Let's kick the field goal. Like, what? It's such a loser mentality. I hated it.
Defensive coaches, baby.
There was a tweet I saw that was like, it looks so bad that you took a knee with 20 seconds left when literally you're so well known for the 13-second blunder of the playoffs. Like Mahomes got a field goal with 13 seconds left on the clock on you. And with 20 seconds on the clock, you bowed out and didn't even fucking try.
Yeah, like they only needed a field goal. Like, just try to get downfield. Like, come on.
Like, just run a play. Like, I get it. Oh, no, you might turn the ball over. Yeah, that happens on every play. Like, you always could turn the ball over. Good God.
Counterpoint, Jets Hail Mary at halftime.
That's the Jets. That doesn't count.
No, that's the most outlier of outliers of all time. But I would say they're more likely to turn the ball over than that play. Like, I'm just like, it's but you still do it because you get to win. Like, it's on you. You have the power right now. The only thing you can do is fuck up and lose. So why would you basically be like, instead of me trying to win of my own volition, I'm going to kneel down and give the power to a coin. And like it's like, because if the Eagles won that coin toss, they wouldn't even got a chance.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
This is such a fucking plague in all of football, man. Like, it's so fucking bad how cowardly teams are.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
And I will say, a lot of people were complaining about the referees, which new. Nobody's ever done that before. Apparently it was pretty bad. It was like 11 penalties for the Bills, 4 for the Eagles. There was like a super horse collar miss.
I remember the horse collar miss.
Yeah. I mainly caught like the fourth quarter and overtime, so I didn't see a lot of the earlier ones. But it was raining too, which made it even more insane that the Eagles kicker made that like 58-yarder or 59, whatever it was.
Insane.
That was crazy.
To me, that's magic. Like, I don't understand, because not only did he kicked it so fast.
Yeah.
Normally you get these kicks that, like, kind of go, he kicked it, and I thought for sure it was going to miss because it was swinging right so quickly, but it just fucking flew through.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 59 yards in the rain.
The penalties are honestly like the only really good explanation for what happened to the Bills in this game, because if you look at all of the other team stats for this one, the Bills dominated.
Yep.
Like 13 of 22 on third down, 40 minutes to 26 minutes of time of possession, 92 total plays, 500 yards. Like, that's in a losing effort. Holy hell.
That's why it still blows my, like, referees, like, you could make all this stuff, but like you have fourth down in overtime at your opponent's 20-yard line. You have 500 yards of offense on them. You have them so tired, and you're not going to run a real offensive play. You're going to kick a field goal. Like, come on.
Not to mention the play calling on the overtime drive was pissing me off so much. Did you you guys watch? It was Josh Allen converted like 5 third and 8 third and 9s on that drive. Why is your play calling so bad that Josh Allen had to bail you out 5 times in a row? That is ridiculous. Like, what is going on?
It was still better than their previous play calling, where they fired that dude. Like, he's better, but it's still
that's wild to me.
Yeah.
Like, why are you running the ball in overtime?
Dude,
like,
look, again, this is another one of the main reasons why I hate defensive head coaches, is because even if you have a good offense, like one run by, say, Brian Dable, then they just get poached.
Yeah.
And then you got to find a new guy, and good luck. You know?
Oh my God, that's flashback. Tony Romo in the overtime. I don't know if you heard Tony Romo talking, but Tony Romo was like, the Bills are just playing zone. Jim, you really don't want to give up the big play in overtime. So I get it, but it's that's why they're playing zone. And I was like, okay. So you don't want to give up the big play. So instead, you just give up like 15 5-yard plays, and then your defense is gassed in the red zone. And then you're like, uh-oh, guys, but now we really don't want to give up the big play because they're only like 10 yards away, and nobody's running around because they're all tired from getting shit on. And then you just watch Jalen Hurts run it in. Like,
legit, like, just don't do anything different for the end of the game based on the fact that it's the end of the game. Just keep playing defense. Like, oh my God.
And like every time they blitz, that's the thing, is like there's so many times where they keep like blitzing instead of playing prevent defense. It's like, make the quarterback make a fast decision. Like we did that in the Packer game. We kept blitzing Goff, and he was like fumbling. He's going around, and then what happens? Final drive of the game, prevent defense, and then he's just picking us apart. And I'm like, why don't we just blitz? Who fucking cares? Oh my god, I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate prevent defense. It's such a dumb, stupid. Unless it's like the final play of the game, and you don't want him to give up a Hail Mary. Like, just don't stop.
Yeah.
I hate it. Anyway, the Eagles won.
Shout out to Jalen Hurts for getting me like 40 fantasy points.
Yeah, he also made some insane throws, like in the
Jalen
rain.
Hurts is starting, like he looked really shaky first half of the season. He's starting to unlock.
Yeah, yeah. It's plus having like AJ Brown and receivers like that helps quite a bit.
Dude, that receiving core is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane. So
yeah. I mean, imagine if the Titans had.
Yeah, could you
AJ
imagine?
Brown?
That'd be wild. He'd probably be like their best receiver, and then they'd make the playoffs or something with him. Then we had Chiefs Raiders, which the Raiders were like, guys, we've showed up to play, and then they stopped scoring points, and the Chiefs got 31.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't. This game was annoying because I was like, oh, wait a minute, Raiders, and then they just like gave up.
Yeah, it was.
I'm glad that they didn't give up at the start though, because they were like throwing the ball to Jacoby Myers, who I picked up off waivers and got me like another.
Your fantasy team's doing.
I'm just saying, man, I'm so happy.
It's so great anymore.
But I was gonna say that like they should have just kept doing that because it was working really, really well. I don't know why they just give up on Jacoby Myers sometimes.
Yeah,
I know
Jacobs
Devontae
had a fucking phenomenal run in this game too. 63-yard touchdown. That was just lightning fast.
Yeah. And I think that was the play that put them up 14-0, and then they got outscored 31-3.
Yup.
Yep.
Yeah, Raiders.
Yeah, they're bad. Then we had the Ravens Chargers, which
Speaking of the Chargers just not figuring anything out at all, I get so mad, dude. I got so mad on this show recently because this team has some of the best weapons in the league, man.
We say it every week.
I can't believe it.
We just go through their whole team, and it's just like, how are they
Keenan
like this?
Allen is so good. Austin Eckler is so good. Like, what is happening?
Yep. It's and they
Even
have
Herbert's good.
Yeah,
Herbert's really good.
They got Khalil Mack. They got like Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James Jr. It's like a Pro Bowler. Like what's going on?
It was so annoying because the Ravens just like were not like offensively didn't do much this game. Like the Chargers had 4 turnovers, and keep in mind that the Ravens scored 7 points in like essential, basically in garbage time. Like it was like he could have slid and the game would have ended, but he scored the touchdown anyway. It was one of those.
Flowers running right.
Yeah, this was a 13-3 game, or a 13-10 game at the end, and or no, it was 13-3 for like a majority of the game, and it's like Ravens, they're giving you the ball over and over and over and over. Why can't you put them away?
Yeah,
what are you doing? No, and I do want to say that I feel bad for the Chargers because like they should have been 7-0 at the start of the game.
Oh yeah.
Insane sequence of events.
All right, yeah.
Where Justin Herbert goes clearly out of bounds by like 2 steps and gets hit late real hard and gets pushed. Should have been a flag. The Chargers get mad about it because of course they do. Why are you not getting the flag? And then they get flagged for being mad. And it's like, that's so fucking lame. Everything about that sucks.
It's literally like you're at school getting bullied, and then you like get punched in the face, and then you like shove them like, you punched me in the face. And they're just like, whoa, you just pushed that
Zero
guy.
tolerance.
You're going to jail.
Actually, I mean that does happen now. You know, they got cops.
That's been happening for 20 years, dude.
Yeah. I will say that the Chargers drafted Quentin Johnston, and he has easily been the worst of the receivers that were drafted this year. Because JSN has 406 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, 612 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jordan Addison, 647 yards, 7 touchdowns. Quentin Johnston, 183 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yep.
So even Jaden Reed in the second round, he's got for us 497 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of it. I drafted him because I was like, you know what? Or I got Mike Williams and he got injured. I was like, oh, I'll replace him with Quentin Johnston because surely they'll use him now because they need him. Oh, He's not good.
Yeah, when did Mike Williams went down? Like end of October, right? And then
Like
since
week 3.
Oh boy, yeah, because like since then, yeah, like he's gotten like average 2.5 catches a game, and that's like it's Keenan Allen, and then it should be Johnston ideally at that point, right?
You would think.
The pecking order.
They're just they're like a different type of curse. Like the Jets are cursed, but the Chargers are like this weird type of curse where it's like they're good, I think, but they're bad. Like this is the same team.
They're worse than they were 2 years ago, but they're still good, or at least they should be.
Yeah. Like this team made the playoffs last year, and they were like up like 30 points on the Jaguars, and then they lost.
Yeah.
It's Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
His soul lives on in Justin Herbert.
It really does.
It's fucking crazy how this team is always like this.
Yep.
They tried to escape the curse via physically picking up the team and moving it somewhere else, and that still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one cares. I think I saw at the beginning of the game they showed like a zoom out of the stadium, and there was like no one there.
Yep.
No one gives a shit about the Chargers in LA.
Everybody that goes there is like fans of the other team that's like, let's go to LA and make a vacation and see our favorite team. Yeah. That's literally all it is.
Especially for the rich fucks who can actually afford to go. Yeah, exactly.
No, you know what? I think the common denominator is Dean Spanos, the Chargers owner, who has been really bad for years. He's been so bad that the Manning family refuses to play for him. That's how bad.
Let's eat Dean. Let's eat Dean.
The Justin Herbert, by the way, in his career is 29-31 with 114 touchdowns, 41 interceptions, and 16,900 yards.
Yeah.
So
save him. save someone save him.
Yeah, no, there's no saving him. He's gonna be there forever, and then he'll go like retire with the Colts or something.
With like
hear me out. I don't think it's gonna happen. I imagine it's completely unrealistic. But Herbert on the Jets, that feels like that'd be pretty good.
Well, they just signed him is the problem.
I know, but still, just imagine it.
Yeah,
he's literally Phillip Rivers, dude. Like it's.
I would want. If I was him, I would want out.
Yeah, like it's crazy how some teams just remain the same no matter what happens. It's like Phillip Rivers and the Justin Herbert, the Bears,
the Chargers,
the Packers with Hall of Fame quarterbacks,
the Jets, the Steelers with their winning regardless of how good or bad they are.
Yeah. Chargers, man. But then on the other side, the Ravens continue to really just run the ball and then throw like one passing touchdown and leave.
I don't have confidence in this team in the playoffs. I know that I'm biased, but like everyone is being, the Ravens are so good, man. It's games like this that make me think otherwise. Like,
well, I mean, the Ravens every year in the playoffs ends up being like something. In fact, last year it was like Lamar's knee like blew up, and then he just wasn't even there. So
I mean, as we've been saying though, the Chargers are good. So it is.
That's the weird part.
Yeah, but they turned the ball over 4 times, and the Ravens can only score 3 points off of it. I think.
Yeah,
that's bad. That's not good.
No. Speaking of bad, the Bears-Vikings.
Oh, good. Fucking
maybe
Christ.
Top 3 worst games of the year.
It's definitely up there.
So upsetting, man. I looked at my roster this week because it was a fun game because I was playing Rob, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I was like, Kyler Murray's probably the better play here, but Fields is on Monday night. It would be fun for the game to come down to Justin Fields. Football. Oh, how fucking wrong I was. Oh my God. I forced us to have any level of investment in the outcome of this game. And I am sorry for that, Rob. Please forgive me for the pain that I put on both of us. This was a fucking travesty, dude.
Oh, yeah.
This game was awful.
I will say also, I as an aside, in my fantasy game, Adam Thielen got me 1.2 points. So if I had started him, would have been a little different. But yeah, no, this game is horrible.
Yeah. It was just field goals galore and then one touchdown that didn't even matter because the Bears kicked yet another field goal to win the game.
It's a 1950s game.
It's insane that the Bears won this game.
It is insane.
I don't know why they won it. Like, if I'm that coach, I'm walking out there and I'm telling him to miss that field goal just because no one would expect it.
You don't deserve it.
Well, he's trying to save his job as well.
Yeah, it's gone already, man.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm the Bears, I'm pissed. I'm like, our draft pick, though, man. Like, why would you win
they got
this
the number
meeting?
one still.
Yeah, but don't you want more?
Yeah, you want this staff picking more of them?
It's the Bears. Like,
that's fair. They're gonna fuck it up.
They'll fuck it up somehow. But the Vikings, Josh Dobbs, maybe his worst game.
I feel kind of bad for him because 3 of his picks were tipped.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, the thing is, like, I'd say a lot of interceptions quarterbacks get are just tip balls, like in the grand scheme of things.
Quite a few, yeah. But how in the world did they not score more points off of 4 interceptions? They got, I think they scored 3 points total off turnovers the whole game.
The Bears can't do a thing called passing the ball down the field. It's like actually impossible. So they try to do
one near the end of the half where he had, I think it was more wide open down the field. Or no, it was Mooney. Mooney was wide open for a touchdown near the end of the half, and he just whiffed on him. And oh my God, it's just so painful.
That's the main reason they want to move on from Justin Fields is because he's not great downfield. But I feel like if you just a different team can maybe help him with that. I don't know because the Bears.
I also don't think this might be a crazy opinion, Crendor, but I don't think that the solution to that is calling 95% screens.
Oh, if you don't love screens, you don't love the Bears offense. This has been their offense the entire year. It is. There's been memes made about it. Like it's literally just the Simpsons thing where Bart's like, good old rock, nothing beats rock, except they're like, good old screen, nothing beats screen, and Lisa's like, poor reliable Bears. So it's like they literally just run screen, run quarterback sneak screen, quarterback sneak screen.
At one point it was like 10 of his 15 completions or something were behind the line of scrimmage. It's ridiculous.
It's bad. And fun fact, Rob, defensive head coach.
Yep. I don't know why they keep doing it.
I don't either. It's weird, but whatever. Vikings lost. Better playoff odds now for us. Loving that. And it's
Bears ruined their draft pick.
Bears ruined their draft pick. Even more fun. So we'll see going forward. Now going forward, the Bears still have to play the Lions again, the Browns, the Cardinals, the Falcons, and the Packers, which I think they probably win like 1 or 2 more games, honestly.
I think they might go 0-5. I think their season.
They might also go 0-5 very easily, yeah. We'll see. But yeah, then on the flip side, the Vikings, I think we mentioned earlier, but Raiders, Bengals, so should be winnable games, but at this rate, who knows? And then Lions, Packers, Lions. So that is truly the gauntlet NFC end of the season division thing. Those Lions games are going to be crazy for them because the Lions are going to be wanting to get playoff spots and like
there's going to be a lot of stakes in those last 3 games for sure,
and
for
then
all those teams.
The Packers Vikings especially, so that Packers Vikings literally could be a playoff spot game. Like that's going to be wild. So we'll see how that goes. But those are your games of the week, and now it's time for Power Rankings.
Power Rankings. Power Rankings.
He's got that fancy ass doorbell, dude. He's got that really nice one.
Power Rankings. So, starting off with the top 5, Rob.
Chiefs.
Yep. Apollo.
Eagles.
Yep. Bear.
Niners.
Yep. Rob.
Lions. Oh, come on.
Apollo.
Ravens.
Yep. Bear.
Dolphins.
Rob.
You guys, it's the Power Rankings. You should know what it is.
Oh, did we not do that one?
What?
Did we say the top one? I think we already said the top one.
We did. This
Apollo
the top one,
just
but
said
you
it.
okay. It's the Cowboys.
It's
guys.
the Cowboys.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah,
It's the
I didn't
Cowboys.
want it is the thing.
Players the thing.
We got three thinnest.
Wait, what are the
dinks.
order of the power rankings?
Oh,
though?
sorry. It's Eagles, Ravens, 49ers, Chiefs, Cowboys. So at least the Cowboys are fifth.
At
That's
least.
Wow.
We have three thinnest dinks, all rising 4 spots this week.
Give me the Steelers for one of them.
All
Yeah,
right.
that seems right.
How about the other two?
I like the Packers here on a little winning streak of their own.
Okay.
I'll say the Colts.
I was gonna say the Colts as well.
Let's go with Colts. Yeah, why not?
It is Steelers, Packers, Falcons.
Oh, so
Wow.
close.
So close. So close. Falcons going from 23 to 19, Packers 22 to 18, and Steelers 13 to 9. Wow. 9.
Wow.
That
Oh
is
my
wild.
God, top 10.
And the fattest dog falling 5 spots.
Hmm.
The Vikings?
That's not a bad idea. Let me get the Bengals already fell last week, didn't they?
Yeah.
Maybe none of any of them. Bills?
Rob?
I will say it'll be the
Yep.
Browns.
It is the Detroit Lions.
Ah.
I thought it was gonna, that was gonna be
yeah.
a choice.
That was my second choice as well.
Falling from 3 to 8.
Dude, Packers get a 9-rank jump on the Lions in 1 week. That's
Yep.
pretty huge.
That is pretty big. And the Packers have been the thinnest dink in back-to-back weeks and 4 times in total this season. Who holds the record for the most thinnest dinks in the season?
Ooh,
In any
okay,
of the
so,
seasons?
Any
we've
of the
done?
seasons, yep.
So who started out with high expectations and then went down immediately, but then oh no, okay, so
No,
it's
you
either
don't need that.
somebody went
They just
from,
need to have to start with low expectations.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
just bottom to top, or is it like someone who fluctuated wildly through the season?
Like
Could-
it's
I mean, it
gotta
could be. Yeah,
It's gotta
could
be
be
someone
either
like
or.
the Commanders or something.
Who did that? The Giants last
Hmm.
year?
Could be the Giants last year. That's a good
That
one.
makes sense, yeah. And then there was weren't the Panthers on a similar roads a few years ago?
Maybe.
I think they had a similar
I
thing
don't know.
going on.
I'll say Commanders if you want to say Giants. What do you want to say, Bear?
I'll say Panthers, sure.
It is the Packers.
Again.
They
That's a
have,
trick question.
Yeah.
they have now surpassed the previous record for thinnest dinks in a season of 3, held by the Vikings 2020 and the Raiders 2021. And the
so
Texans
none of our teams.
are currently at 3 this season as well.
Hmm.
So,
Interesting.
yeah. With the Steelers moving into 9th this week, how many different teams have now cracked the top 10 of the power rankings this season?
Oh,
It's
I feel
been
like
pretty varied, dude. I think it
Yeah.
might be up there. I'm gonna go with 18.
I was gonna say exactly half at 16.
I was gonna say 15.
It is 18. Bears.
Wow.
Ah.
Wow. So I guess that means I was closest.
Okay, yep. Teams are 1 week. 3 teams are 1 week wonders only. Buccaneers, Packers, Saints. Steelers to be determined. Another 3 only managed 2 weeks. Bengals, Jets, Texans.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Horse race. In week 9, the Colts and Broncos were ranked 23rd and 24th, respectively. Since then, both have risen into the top 15, but who's ranked higher?
Oh, it's got to be
Oh.
Broncos, right?
It's
With
got
this
to be
win
cool.
streak?
The
Yeah.
Broncos. Yeah, Broncos.
Yeah. So I would say Broncos. However, I'm still gonna say Broncos, but the Colts are on a 3-game winning streak. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
That's
it's the Broncos though.
true.
The Colts beat bad teams.
The Colts are ranked 13th, while the Broncos are ranked 15th.
What?
Oh,
That
come
doesn't
on.
make any fucking sense.
Okay,
yep.
so
that doesn't
even though
make any
I-
sense.
I wanna
Thank
now
you.
attack Ed Edholm instead of what I just did because the Colts are on a 3-game winning streak, but the Broncos are on a 5-game winning streak.
I
And
also would like to point to you that the last 3 games the Colts have played are the Buccaneers, the Patriots, and the Panthers.
Yeah, I don't like Ed and Eddie's New Testament of the Bible
Those are
power rankings.
those
Yeah,
are
it's rough to-
one
rough to digest.
slightly below mid team and 2 of the worst teams in the league. Like, what are you talking
The
about?
Broncos beat the Chiefs.
Ed McMahon.
McManus, the leader of the deep, the depth. What the fuck
Leader
are
of the
you
deeps.
talking about?
The Chiefs and the Bills at back-to-back weeks, Ed.
Nope, doesn't matter. The Eagles and Panthers bookend the power rankings at 1st and 32nd, but who has spent more time at their respective positions this season? Have the Eagles spent more at week 1 or the Panthers at 32?
Panthers for sure.
I'm gonna say the Eagles. I think the Giants were in that spot for a hot minute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Eagles because
I
feel
think
like
bottom has been fluctuating. I'll go Eagles too.
The answer is the Panthers have been ranked 32nd 6 times, and the Eagles first 5 times. So it's close.
They've been stinky, dude.
Yeah. And those are your NFL.com power ranking Ed and Eddie Bible
Edward
rankings.
Ed a million.
Power rankings.
Make it Pixel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's go to Pixel Stats at these stats.
Yeah.
This is the Pixel section of the show.
Yeah.
The Discord grows their lead on Dumb Dog by 1 while
By one game.
while the ACs remain in 3rd. The race for 4th remains tight as Bear Taffy now leads Alpac Patrol and Krendor with only 3 games separating them. Randy does what he does and is close to 50%.
I'm coming back, brother. Y'all slept on me all season. I'm gonna be storming back up there, baby.
You know what? For having a crazy, wacky week, 8 and 9's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, we were hoping that you were gonna be either incredible or horrible, but this is exactly in the middle, and that's
Honestly,
fine, I guess.
If the Chargers could just do something, I'd be 10 and 8, and that would have been very cool. But they didn't because it's the Chargers. I should have known better. So 8 and 9 for me, 12 and 5 for Rob, 13 and 4 Bear, 11 and 6 Apollo, 9 and 8 Randy, Discord 12 and 5, and 10 and 7 was Carlos. So fun bonus stats. Thanksgiving games have been predicted very well by everyone except Randy. Discord 821, Rob 13 and 4.
Let's go.
Sinvicta 10 and 4, Bear 12 and 5, Krendor 12 and 5, Apollo 7 and 4, Randy 3 and 6.
All right, I gotta be hungry when
This next stat is so funny.
I know. That's why I had to bring it up earlier because I love it.
Krendor has picked the Commanders to beat the Cowboys in 9 of their 11 matchups, 82% rate. 4 other hosts have combined 9 of a possible 39 times. The Commanders are 4 and 7 in these games, which is better than I thought they'd be, to be honest.
True.
No, I mean, they're not actually because you thought they were gonna win all those times.
Yeah.
No.
We've combined to pick them the same amount as he has. Is ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I mean, when you actually square root the Commanders and you carry the 1, and then
I keep forgetting to carry the 1.
it checks out. Apollo ends an 8-game win streak predicting the Lions and a 7-game win streak with the Colts. He still has a 9-game win streak with his longest ever being 13 with mystery teams.
So these are both, they both came at the hands of 1v4s this week because that was Krendor's 1v4 pick with the Packers, and then I think that was my 1v4 with the Colts.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, it was unlucky. What the hell? I don't know what I'm streaking on. I'll be honest. I have no clue.
Oh yeah,
maybe it's hidden somewhere. It's on a brick. Or
I
something.
looked. I didn't see.
The shit.
Is it in the reflection in your eyes?
It's
like a single pixel.
Yeah.
You got to look at it backwards. You're doing
it. Fuck. Or in the negative colors.
I thought it might have been another blue team or something, but I don't think it is.
That'd be clever too, yeah.
Plain and simple. Rob has locked 5 of the 11 Jets games this season, twice for 1-1 and 3 times against 2-1. In total, he's locked the Jets against the Jets. Wait, he has locked against the Jets 18 times, which is the most anyone has locked against a single team. Second is Sinvicta Browns.
That's a significant lead over the next most locked.
It is.
Yeah, I gotta stop.
Which is very funny.
Stop blocking against the Jets.
No, I love it. It's entertaining every time.
Yeah.
All Saints month, Bear picks the Saints more in November compared to all other months, 74% to 48%. This season, he picked them in all 3 November games, but only twice in the other 9 weeks.
That's so strange. I love that he's able to find such unique stats like that because that's like a remarkable difference. And
It
also
really
the little bear playing the saxophone is fucking adorable.
It is. I love
wonderful.
that. And those are your bonus stats. Let's pick them.
I didn't even look at the games this week. I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
Dude, I gotta be wacky with it.
I do
not a
also
lot
want to
this
say I
week.
like my padlock necklace.
I do.
yeah, that's true, too.
That feels like that should be an actual part of your ensemble now.
These
I
are
kind of
the,
want to make one. Yeah.
These are the final 2 weeks with bye weeks. This week and next week.
This week we have the Bills, Ravens, Vikings, Bears, Raiders, and Giants all on bye weeks. A lot of bye week teams.
Big bye week.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot more games to be picking over the next few weeks, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep. So we've got ourselves the Thursday night thriller, Seahawks Cowboys.
Oh,
Cowboys.
boy.
Yeah, I do think the Cowboys are overrated, but I think the Seahawks are also just kind of bad, so I'll take the Cowboys.
I am also going to take the Cowboys.
What do you think, Rob?
Wait, Geno season?
No, I'll take the boys. They're just regular season monsters, you know?
I thought you were going to say
Well,
they're
really
just
are.
regular season boys.
Lest we also forget our assistant coach of the week, and a big thank you to our assistant coach of the week, Hippo Nora, who is an assistant coach along with being a big help on our show and manages the Discord for us. And big thank you to you, Hippo, for all that you do.
Isn't this a different Hippo?
I think it is the same one because when I looked at it on the Discord, I was pretty sure they tagged Hippo Nora. But
Maybe.
you might be
Maybe
right.
I'm stupid.
Well, I mean, this does say just a hippo.
It says
so-
specifically not Nora. I'm so dumb.
Oh my God.
Well, you can say Hippo Nora anyway. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that is also-
okay. Yeah, no, I think it's valid to do that too. But yeah, I'm also just amazed at that realization now.
Yeah, no, this is just
they specifically told you that they weren't.
I saw Hippo and Nora, and my brain made a connection.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, Just a Hippo has a fantastic assistant coach's record of 115 and 65 on the year. Just want to point that out.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they picked the Cowboys.
And they picked the Cowboys. Colts, Titans.
This game is not like I feel like the obvious answer is Colts, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I haven't watched the Colts.
That's kind of how I feel about this one.
Oh,
you know what?
God.
Give me the Titans. I'll do it. I'll do it. I need to. It's those games that are close that you know the Discord's going to pick the Colts. So it's a chance on a 50-50 kind of game. Give me the Titans.
That's true. Jonathan
makes
Taylor's
sense.
out as well.
Oh, yeah, Titans.
I'm going to go Titans, yeah.
Well, fuck all of you. I thought I was going to get a nice, like, easy 2 or 1v.
Yeah, let's go Titans.
All right, here we go.
It's going to be a 1v4 for Hippo then with the Colts pick.
Yeah.
Yep. Although I imagine Discord's going to take the Colts. So.
Yeah, it might be.
yeah, that's
We were just talking about how those are very rare where we pick against the Discord, and there's like another one.
Yeah.
And we always lose those, so that's a bad sign, guys.
Oh, God. Falcons, Jets.
It's Falcons. Are you kidding me? The Jets are starting Tim Boyle. Why
That's
would you
true.
even
Yeah,
put
it's
them?
Falcons. I
Yeah, no, it's
was more
Falcons.
upset that this game is happening.
Well, at least it's not a primetime game.
That's true, yes.
Yeah, thank God for that.
This is Hippo's lock of the week as well.
Yeah.
Selecting the Falcons to defeat the Jets. They're also 10-1 in predicting Jets games this year. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Everybody Falcons?
Yeah, I'm going Falcons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rob?
Oh, come on.
I was wondering whether you were locking or not again.
Yeah.
I'm considering it. I am considering it.
Well, Lions, Saints.
Wait, what about the Panthers?
What? You're looking at the wrong one, Rob.
You're looking at the wrong one.
Wait, I am?
Yeah,
No,
Panthers aren't
I-
even. They're like an afternoon game.
Yeah.
What?
Are you on the Google NFL
Oh no,
games?
they're
No.
looking at the assistant coach thing, which
Yeah.
is wrong.
Which is
Oh,
also,
yeah, that's
I
wrong.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not
it's
official.
Lions Saints.
Lions.
Yeah.
Saints.
I'm
Lions.
taking the Lions, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lions.
Lions. Yeah, that's a Lions sweep. Hippo
Yep.
Lions as well.
Broncos, Texans.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's actually like a good game. You would think at
Yeah.
the start of this year this would have been a terrible game.
Yep.
It's a
Yeah.
good game.
Uh-huh. Oh, this is exciting. I didn't even know this game was happening this week.
Yeah.
Give me. Oh God, this is hard.
This is hard.
This is really hard.
Give me the no.
I'll go Broncos.
I'm gonna
give me. Oh fuck! Wow, this is like the hardest game for the entire year.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say like we got to make up an award for like the game that we find the most difficult to pick in the later half of the season.
I'm gonna be a baby and pick the Broncos because I feel like that's probably the betting line.
That's good because I wanted to pick the Texans, but I also wanted to pick against you so I can get a game up. And this seems like a good opportunity.
Because I'm pretty sure the Discord will pick the Broncos too. But that's why I like picking against. But I don't know. To me, both these teams have showed that they could be really bad as well as really good. So like the Texans, by the way, lost to the Panthers. That happened.
Oh, yeah, true. Jesus.
So I will take the Broncos because they, have they've beaten really good teams recently. So Broncos.
Hippo went Texans here as well. So pretty split.
I was looking up stats. I'm gonna go Texans.
Okay.
What's that?
I was looking at points per game and points allowed per game.
Yeah.
And it's still pretty close, honestly. Like it's nothing like out of the ordinary. So yeah, it's gonna be a good game. So because even like their pass defenses are like both equally bad.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But Chargers Patriots.
I want to lock the Chargers.
Yeah,
it's a risky.
I don't think I'm ever going to lock the Chargers again.
Yeah.
I understand it's the Patriots, but it
take
is
your
also
pick
the Chargers.
for the rest of the games. I looked at them,
I
and I
got
think
one
this
coming
is
up real quick here. I'm looking forward to.
This is the most likely lopsided game. We're forgetting the Chargers have put up a lot of points, and the Patriots have done the opposite of that.
That is true.
Yeah, I think the Chargers win here for sure.
This is like a 30-point per game team versus a 10-point per game team.
Yeah,
I think that actually literally.
I hope they win this one.
Yeah.
Cardinals Steelers.
I feel like I might lock the Steelers here.
Really?
I was going to take the Cardinals.
Dangerous.
I'm actually taking the Cardinals.
You're taking the Cards here.
Yep.
I'm going to keep it an option. I'm just letting you know. I'm feeling pretty good about a Steelers win here.
I'm gonna take the Steelers because I'm on a high for them. It'll come crashing down, but I'm gonna do the smart thing and pick them when they should win until they don't. If they lose this game, I'm picking the Patriots next week.
Yeah.
Hippo's got faith in the Cards as well. Apparently, they're going with the Cardinals.
Let's go.
The Cards kind of got smashed by the Rams. I don't know. I'll take the Steelers.
You know what? I will take the Cardinals because just the Hippo is 10-2 picking them.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that is good.
Okay.
Dolphins Commanders. I'm gonna lock the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's good.
That's Dolphins.
Yeah,
I like that.
Shit.
Yeah,
fuck. I should have paid attention. Those
That's Dolphin sweep, right? Yeah.
Yep. Panthers Buccaneers.
I'll take the Bucks because I just have a feeling Krendor's going to take the Panthers because he feels inclined to do so.
They fired their coach, dude.
Oh, it is fired coach buff.
I got the coach buff. It's pretty strong, but again, it's not for this team, dude.
Coach buff. That makes this a lot more difficult.
Furthermore, Just a Hippo was 10-1 at picking Panthers games. Although I know that just means that they picked them to lose every time. But
literally every time, and the one they got wrong was the game they won. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did pick the Bucks here, but again, I don't know. I mean, Coach Buff is strong.
Yeah.
Maybe because they fired two coaches, it circles back around and that's bad.
That's
I don't
true.
know. The Bucks do they have a good defense? I don't know. You know what, Bryce?
Stat truck.
Consult the stat truck.
Buccaneers defense in terms of points per game, they're like 13th or 12th.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Their run defense is like 10th. Their pass defense is terrible.
Oh, terrible. 30th.
Yeah.
Oof.
Only the Chargers are worse.
Give me the Panthers. I'll do it.
He's done it.
Crazy.
Oh, I will take the Bucks.
I'll also take the Bucks.
I'm taking the Panthers.
I knew it. I got 100%.
I gotta do it, dude.
It's fine. We got game of the year.
Yeah. Eager.
Oh, yeah.
Eagers?
49ers.
Goddamn Eagers down there.
Eagers Minals,
Eagers.
dude. Let's go.
Goddamn Eagers getting go.
I don't know.
Man.
I will be choosing the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm also going to pick the San Francisco 49ers. The Eagles just have to lose eventually.
I don't know, guys. The only team that's beaten the Eagles is the New York Jets. So do you think the Niners are as good as
The
them?
Niners are on the opposite country of New York. That doesn't make any sense at all.
We're the same country, I'll have you know.
The opposite sides. I mean, San Francisco,
country,
New
dude.
York.
It's true.
I'm gonna take I think it's be 49ers still.
I'm going to take the Birds.
He taking the birds.
Taking the birds.
Taking the Birds.
Hippo Rob taking the birds.
Taking the Birds.
Browns, Rams.
Go Rams.
Rams.
Yeah,
Rams.
Actually, yeah, this is very lockable because
This is
Joe
lockable.
Flacco will probably be starting.
Yeah, I think I will lock the
That's
Rams.
a good
Yeah.
lock.
Yep.
Yep.
Sunday night, Chiefs, Packers.
Chiefs.
I'm sick of locking the Chiefs, but I want to do it again.
I'm gonna be
You already
taking
locked, man.
the
I was
Green
thinking about it.
Bay Packers.
He's crazy.
He's a homer, right? I get it.
Listen, when teams don't have the ability to catch the ball and they drop their passes, we do pretty well. We're also playing in Green Bay, so Taylor Swift's not there.
I mean, she might come out. She likes.
She's
I
not
haven't
going
seen
to
her in a
Green Bay.
while,
She's
man.
not going
She-
to northern Wisconsin, dude.
There might
tell
be
you
like
that.
People in
drama,
northern
dude.
Wisconsin don't want to go to northern Wisconsin.
I
And
will
I
say,
know, 'cause
northern,
Dave's from
there's some
northern
nice
Wisconsin.
parts. There's some nice parts of northern Wisconsin. I've been there.
I
I think
lived
they just
in-
have alcohol and cheese there.
They
Yeah, that's the
actually
gist of it.
there's Door County, which is literally just like wine and cheese and like old
Is it
people
called
spots.
Door County?
It's called Door County. Yep.
That's so
My-
boring.
My parents go there like every year, and I remember going there as a kid, and then we'd go to like Green Bay on the way back. It's literally right there.
such a boring name that you have to say county, otherwise people wouldn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're from the Midwest, you'd probably know about Door County. That's all I'm saying. You probably
Oh,
do.
shit.
I mean, it's got to be
a wild
note.
place.
It's got to be of
Well,
note to be referred to in the sense of it being a county. I don't remember the last time I ever referred to the county I was from.
It's literally the like spot where like every old person's like, let's get away and go see some nature up in Door County. Like then they go up there.
Yeah.
So either way, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I think even if the Packers lose, it's going to be competitive. But I'm going to pick them just because I'm riding high.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs for Hippo as well.
All right.
Yep.
Which, by the way, all right, I'm gonna read you guys some stats. All right, I love stats. We all know that. Okay.
Stat truck.
Stat truck. Burr, burr, stat. Or wait, I was the stat ship, I believe. Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is stat. This is a foghorn.
So it's like,
Oh.
In terms,
Humana. That's the stat pervert.
Okay.
it's a new one.
I don't know if I want to read these stats anymore.
He's in the bushes over there.
Yeah.
They're wet for some reason. I don't like this.
Why does the stat pervert know how many times I jerked off yesterday?
Last 3 games, Jordan Love, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 67% completion percentage.
Yep.
And looking good. I think we're going to keep riding high. I think we've got it.
All right.
I'm
be.
feeling
Got
it,
his
Mr.
faith.
Krabs. Bengals, Jaguars.
Give me the Jags.
It's
Ooh,
Jags.
It's
you know what?
Jaguars, yeah.
This
I
is
might-
another lockable one, dude.
Yeah, I might actually switch to that lock, actually.
That's
yeah.
not a bad idea because I'm going to do it if you don't.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do it, Bear.
I'm going to do it. Here I go.
He's going to do it.
And so Bear locks the Jags.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
You know why I didn't? Is because I would have to wait till Monday to know.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
Doing that to myself again. Fuck, now I have to watch this game. This one
Unbelievable.
shit too.
Just do what I do and watch every game except that one Jets game.
Yeah, there you go. That's
That
the
is a
best
good one to
play.
eliminate.
Watch everything but the Jets game.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the year.
Randy is selecting the Seahawks.
Okay.
Randy's picking the Titans.
Okay.
Randy's picking the Falcons.
Okay, he's safe.
Yep. The Saints.
Oh.
The Broncos.
Okay.
Randy.
The Chargers.
Okay.
The Cardinals.
Randy.
Oh,
The
God.
Whatever.
Commanders.
Randy.
The Buccaneers.
Okay.
The 49ers.
Yep.
The Browns.
Randy.
The Packers. Woo.
Wow.
And the Jaguars.
Okay. Randy. That sounds like a
pretty good week.
50-50 week for you, bud.
Randy
He's on pace.
is locking the Seattle Seahawks.
Let's
Oh,
go.
no.
He knows. He knows better than
That's actually winnable. I think that's a winnable.
Yeah,
winnable.
I'd say it is winnable. I don't know if it's likely, but it is.
Dun,
Potential. Thanks for watching, everybody, and listening. I don't know what you're watching if you're watching this. Everybody,
Last week.
patrons on the screen. There they are, all the patrons. Check them out. There's patrons. They're everywhere. And we will see you next week. Let's do copyright. Cut everything.
Exactly as much as it was allowed.